All right, friends, welcome back to another episode here at Savior of the Second. My name is Adam. I go by Coach Hardgains. That's the name of my coaching platform. I've been coaching bodybuilders, recovering and current drug addicts, as well as mentoring troubled youth and teaching self-defense and intro to firearm safety for well over 20 years. The topics here on firearm channels and platforms on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and everything, all the social media platforms, are demonetized, deleted, shadow banned, all those different things. Even the valuable videos are being removed from the internet, which makes no sense. This is the only way that we are going to save the Second Amendment. Increase firearm knowledge and capabilities. Stop deleting the videos that people need to see. So there's my little rant as my intro. But a question that I've gotten very frequently over the years is, what do I think is the best first firearm for someone wanting to get into firearms? And that is such a vague question. There's really no right or wrong answer. And the answer that I give is whatever firearm is going to make you the most comfortable, continually wanting to put it in your hand, continually wanting to use it. Because if you start off with too large of a firearm, you're going to be reluctant to continue to go grab it. I know a lot of women that start with, a 40 Smith & Wesson, and all of a sudden, the first time shooting it, it's too much, and they never touch their gun again. Whereas if they started with a 380, even on a larger frame, they'd probably enjoy it, realize how comfortable it is, get through their fears, move up to a 9mm, and probably settle in right there and be just fine. Same thing with a lot of men even who start and think, oh, I need to buy a 45 ACP for my first firearm because that makes me a man, and that's what all the other guys are doing. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, I hate shooting 45 ACP. After a day in the range, my wrist is hurting. And then they never touch their firearm again. So let me start by saying that my first firearm that I owned was a gift to me from my deceased father, my biological father. And that is this right here. A 38 Special. This is a Charter Arms undercover polished frame snub nose 38 Special. Now, I remember vaguely when he first introduced this firearm to me when I was 16 or 17. And he didn't actually give it to me until I was about 18. But he introduced it to me brand new around 16, 17 years old. And he had me shoot a very strong round first. So maybe it was a plus P or something like that. Then he put a weaker round in it. And I realized there was a huge difference in just the rounds that I had just shot. From a strong round in a snub nose to really wanting to snap your wrist off at a 16-year-old as a skinny 16-year-old. And I was skinny. Then putting in a weaker round that was much more manageable and much more comfortable. And that was a good experience for me. I'm glad he did it, but at the same time, it's like I remember that first round, I didn't want to shoot it again because it did hurt my wrist. And again, I was just so skinny and frail. It really, the blowback was just a lot. But I have loved this gun, and it is a inexpensive gun. Historically, Charter Arms has made good guns. Nowadays, I think Charter Arms is kind of looked at as like a Taurus, which is kind of like an entry-level gun. This is solid as hell. It is heavy as hell. It is a polished frame. It is a good quality metal. There are really no imperfections in the frame or the manufacturing. It is smooth and it is very well made. I should probably get some more information on it, on meaning the year it was built and so forth, but it was built in Stratford, Connecticut. Everything is very smooth on this firearm. And again, remember, with your revolver, never be a cowboy. You're not supposed to wrist flick it. But whatever, this gun has been so beat up, it doesn't really matter. I've dropped this thing. It's been through water. It has definitely been through a lot. And it's held up beautifully. So what's wrong with that? You know, I'll typically use one of these 1836 leather cowhide holsters. I love how thick and durable they are. It is also a very good lock. And this is a pretty old holster. I've had it for quite a while. And it still has good retention. The cant is quite comfortable, and I still enjoy firing this. And my kids enjoy firing this. And one day this will be one of my sons or my daughters. I have 6 kids, 4 sons and 2 daughters. And so this firearm will get handed down. Fortunately, I have enough sentimental firearms that each of them will get one. But firing this gun is very nostalgic for me. But firing this gun is also very nostalgic for me. Don't dry fire. Don't dry fire. Don't dry fire. Don't dry fire. Okay, whatever. I've been dry firing this firearm since I was 17 years old. You know how many times this firearm has been dry fired? In the thousands. It has never let me down. A revolver typically will never let you down. Now, what I do when I'm carrying this is I will have these additional speed pouches, right? So if you're unfamiliar with the speed pouches, there's different kinds of speed loaders. And this is a double pouch. So you have 2, you can put in 2 speed loaders. And really, with good practice, utilizing these speed loaders can become quite easy, second nature. You open up your cylinder, drop in your rounds, turn the knob clockwise, and drop them all in. And typically, they'll all go in. That's what takes practice, plus this is kind of an awkward angle in my defense. So, that's it. Now you are loaded. And of course, you can fire away. But obviously, the more you practice with your speed loaders, the more second nature it becomes, and the easier it actually is to just handle them in a stressful situation. So you can't go wrong with a revolver. I love revolvers, and in fact, I've had quite a few over the years, and sadly enough, in tough times, when I have been down on my luck financially, I have had to liquidate the more valuable revolvers. Some of them I wish that I could have held on to and never got rid of. But such is life, there's ups and downs, and you can always buy another revolver. So that's it for today, friends. Thank you for watching another video. This is Savior of the Second, and we really appreciate your support. Please just drop us a line in the comments section to say hey, subscribe, like the video, and just go be on your way. It literally takes 2 seconds to show us your support. Thanks again.
Let's deal with the valley.